Hello everybody, it's TannerFishies here, back again with a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at this new Ninjago book that just came out recently as of the time of recording this video. This is the long-awaited Book of Elemental Powers, the official guide to the world of Ninjago. Like I said, this book has been highly anticipated for a very long time now, because allegedly this book contained information about the last elemental power, which is supposedly this really big plot point going on in the show that we have not seen just yet. As you can see, we have prices down here. The book goes for $9.99 USD, $13.99 Canadian dollars. I pre-ordered this on Amazon a while ago and it finally showed up. So I figured I would go through a quick little, recap review situation of this book, and it should be a fair bit of fun. I have flipped through this book a handful of times, so I pretty much know what to expect, and this book isn't really all that bad, honestly. There is a lot going on in this book. As you can see, we pretty much have a chapter for every elemental power right here. Unfortunately, there really isn't a whole lot of information regarding the last elemental power, presumably, unless I am missing something. It does say that there's still so much we don't know about elemental powers, but, you know, that could basically mean anything. There's not really anything explicit in this book that says, hey, this is the last elemental power, which of course is kind of disappointing, but it's whatever. But yeah, this book is pretty cool overall. It kind of goes into background over what an elemental power is, and of course it explains some stuff with the first Spinjitzu master. It's definitely not a bad book. It does have some very interesting artwork as well. The artwork is fantastic in this book. Nothing really to complain about there. The art looks amazing. And also the actual, written stuff about this book isn't too bad either. The actual paragraphs and the actual writing of this storyline, they know what they're talking about for the most part. It's not like someone who doesn't know about Ninjago, which is good. As you can see, this is the fire section. This is all about Kai. The primary elements of the main ninja go on for a couple of pages each. You can see this is all about Kai's family, various other things, his elemental heritage, that kind of stuff, yada yada. More stuff about Kai, obviously, creatures of fire as well. They talk about how the Pyrovipers are pretty much Hypnobrai, which is kind of strange. If you wanted to read this paragraph, I recommend pausing really quick. But that is something to note of this storyline. And jumping forward a little bit, more stuff about fire. You guys get it. Lots and lots and lots of stuff about fire. And then we finally get to ice, all about Zane's section. And they do have some little facts about various elemental powers as well. So if you wanted to pause and read those facts, I would recommend doing so. The book isn't terrible. It also talks about the past elemental master of ice, which is nice, which should be fairly obvious. Zane is, of course, the ice ninja. They also touch on Boreal when Zane was the ice emperor. Kind of interesting how this book is very much up to date. This does indeed include Seabound stuff as well, which is very, very intriguing. I think that that's excellent, that this book is actually up to date. Of course, it'll probably be out of date here within a couple of months, but hey, at least it's up to date as of right now. I like this art of Zane fighting Mr. E. That's pretty cool. This is the Earth section, all about Cole. Not sure why the Stormfighter is there. Oh, it's showcasing superhuman strength. Fair enough, fair enough. Cole's family, I'm not sure why Craig is there. Not a big fan of Craig, the elemental master of Earth that we saw during the Serpentine War. It's cool how, like I said, this book was made by somebody who presumably knows a fair bit about Ninjago. So it's not like this book is terrible or anything like that. I do like this art up here as well of Cole in his ghost form unlocking his Earth Punch. That's pretty cool. Just shows some more stuff about the Earth element, Spinjitzu Burst, all that good stuff. And yeah, that's basically going to do it for the Earth section. Lightning is here now. I really like the lightning section. It's not too bad. And like I said, if you wanted to pause at all during this video to read any of these pages, go right ahead. I like how they include Jay's mother right here. That's also really cool, as well as Cliff Gordon and his adoptive parents. They kind of explain a little bit more about Jay and his family and his heritage. They show some other stuff. Creature of Lightning, a couple of vehicles right here. The original elemental lightning dragon. Going forward a little bit more, some more vehicles for Jay. See, this is what I'm talking about. They even have stuff from Seabound in here, which actually has not aired in a lot of territories in the world. So, spoilers for anybody who has not seen Ninjago Seabound. Surely everybody has seen it at this point. Water, this was a big one. We learned a lot more about the water elemental power during Seabound, and they do indeed have all of that information in here, which is nice. It's nice to get a nice up-to-date list of the elemental powers, especially powers like water, which we learned a fair bit about. As you can see here, they have the legend of Niad, all that kind of stuff. Nia is in her Seabound uniform here, just talks about her new powers and whatnot. It is a very cool Very nice elemental book, I must say. Nice book here, showcasing all the powers. Lloyd, energy. Energy is the official name of Lloyd's power, believe it or not. It just shows a little bit of what energy is all capable of. Prophecy stuff, green ninja stuff, you guys get it. Showcasing how Lloyd went from zero to hero. I like this art of the Titan mech right there. That looks pretty cool. And it also talks about his golden form, which is explained a little bit more right here in the golden power section. I like this heritage family tree thing. Showcases Lloyd's family. I like that quite a bit. Showcases what Lloyd was all about as the golden ninja, and it also shows how he lost that power, giving the power back to the ninja. Very, very cool stuff there. Like I said, this book is very nice, very up-to-date, very knowledgeable, and it's cheap too. So if you wanted a cheap little guidebook to the actual, I guess, lore of Ninjago's elements, then check out this book. It's actually pretty cool. Some first Spinjitzu Master stuff, some creation stuff, not too terrible there. Legend of the Golden Master, the Overlord, basically describing golden power and what it's all about. Darkness is basically the elemental power of the Overlord, I guess, or the elemental essence, whatever you want to call it. Showcases some Overlord stuff. I like this art right here. This book has excellent art, I must say. I want to get some up-close pictures of some of this art because it looks insane for the most part. I love how this book turned out. More servants of the Overlord. You guys know the drill. This is the creation section right here, specifically talking about the elemental power of creation itself, which of course is, pretty much self-explanatory if you've seen the show. Some details about Master Wu, some of the other powers of creation, specifically some of the creations of the tornado of creation. I feel like I'm saying creation a lot here. Some stuff about Master Wu. This is interesting because this is taken from the Ninjago movie, obviously edited to have the TV show versions of Wu and Garmadon. Kind of strange though. I really like this art right here with Master Wu and the 4 ninja. That's kind of cool. Almost said Garmadon for a second. Speaking of Garmadon, here's some destruction facts, some facts about destructions. They talk about the Oni, which is nice. Always fun to see that. Basically confirming that the Oni basically share Garmadon's power, which is intriguing to me. Some stuff about Garmadon himself, including his many different forms: child form, sensei, regular Garmadon, and his this Oni Garmadon, which is always hilarious to look at because of that awkward pancake face. Moving on, some other destruction facts, including the Colossus, some of the mega weapon creations that turned evil. Really cool stuff. This book has a lot going on. Some of Garmadon's armies, including the skeletons and the Sons of Garmadon, which I suppose technically were his army, so they're here. Now we start getting into some other elements. This is the page about time, featuring Achronix and Crux themselves, the masters of time. Skipping forward a little bit more, as you can see, we have some stuff about the Time Blades, the Iron Doom. Going forward a little bit more, they also go into some of the history with the Serpentine War here. Amber. This is the whole page about the elemental power of Amber, belonging to Skylar, one of my favorite characters, and this is basically where each elemental power just gets one simple page. Here's the page on form, the page on gravity. Not too terrible there. I like how that turned out. The art is fantastic. Light and metal, light being the official name of this guy, Pale Man, and I like this art here of Karloff fighting Kilo. That's pretty funny for metal. Kind of funny stuff there. Here we got mind and nature. They're kind of on the same page because of course they fight each other. I like how that turned out. Kind of shows mind being powerful over here and then nature being powerful over there. So can't really complain too much about that. I think the art in this book is incredible once again. And if I could turn the page, we could go to the next one. Here we go. Next to Poison and Shadow, featuring Tox and Shade over there. Very much matching his appearance from that random minifigure pack that he came in a while ago. Next up here we have Smoke and Sound. These are the next 2 elemental powers in this book, with Ash and Jacob, I think is his name. Not too bad. I really like the art for Ash specifically, and it's kind of difficult to turn the page. We're kind of nearing the end here. Speed and Wind are the last 2 elements in this book, featuring Griffin Turner and Morrow himself. I like the art for Morrow, and I like all the stuff that it says about him. And unfortunately, that is it for the Book of Elemental Powers. You just have this last little excerpt right here, featuring some copyright stuff, and of course the back of the book. But yeah, that'll basically do it for the Book of Elemental Powers. So the big takeaway, they didn't really explain much about the last elemental power, which was a big rumor that this book would include that information. And honestly, I kind of got that book specifically for that information, but I am quite happy with how the book turned out. Like I said, it is a cheap book. No minifigures included with this because it's just a regular paperback book. I'm not sure if they're going to be doing a special edition later on that includes a minifigure, but still, if you're a fan of Ninjago, I would recommend getting this book. It details a lot of the history of Ninjago, especially the elemental powers that you can find within, and it's honestly not too bad of a read. There's very intriguing stuff in here, lots of really cool art, and like I said, it's a cheap book, so why not get it? That's why I got it. It'll look great with the rest of my Ninjago books, and if I had to give it a score, I don't know, maybe like a 9 or something. It's a good book. You should definitely pick it up. But yeah, guys, that's basically going to do it for my look at the Book of Elemental Powers, the newest Ninjago book. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my flip through, and hopefully you enjoyed my very, very dry commentary of what's featured in this actual book. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for my other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video once again. My name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.